So I'm going to do an experiment today. I'm going to see if my hook set, which is a hard, almost bass fishing type hook set, is going to be more effective, or is just the lift set going to be more effective when fishing for flounder. Stick around, let's see what happens. All right, so I'm going to alternate hook sets every single time I get a bite. So we're going to get even ones. There's nothing to it, same rod, no matter whether I switch, same rigs, no matter whether I switch, because oftentimes with fluke fishing, just like any artificial fishing, you don't have to pull up and replace. So you don't have to replace baits. There's the lift. Okay. That's a stout fight on this guy. All right, so fish number one. So as a little background, this is across multiple trips. So I wanted to get plenty of fish in here so I could get a good test. Now the difference between the two sets, you probably just saw it. The sweep set or the lift set is where I'm just basically lifting the rod quickly, where the other one I'm really slamming it home. I'm trying to drive that hook through the mouth and into the bone. Oh, this guy's small. All right, I missed the lift. But then you'll see right here, the fish comes back and I do the slam set and it hooks up. It's a lift. Dropped it in the boat. So as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm using the same rig, the same setup, and I'm alternating. So in some of these clips, you'll see I miss a lift set or a slam set, and then I'm going back with the other type of set and catching the fish or also missing the fish. So I didn't really realize how many fish I'm missing regardless of the set type that I'm using when I'm on the water. But I wanted to check this out and really put some numbers behind it, really for my own interest, because I have a friend who does only the lift set. He insists he's slamming the bait home, and he's really not. He's really just doing the lift, and I tried to tell him that I thought he was losing more fish. He said it wasn't true, and that's why I decided to do this. But as you can see, we're starting to get a little bit of a trend here, and there is a difference between the two sets and the productivity with them. So as I went through this experiment, as I mentioned, it was 3 different trips, so 3 days of fishing. I tallied up the first 40 fish within the entire stream of all of the recording that I did over those 3 days. And it actually came out to 20 and 20, as it should, because I was alternating. And if I take a look at them, and I looked at the ones that I hooked and landed, 10 were hooked and landed on the lift or the sweep, and 14 were caught and landed on the slam set, so the real hard bass fishing type of set. I missed 10 on the lift and the sweep, and I missed 6 on the slam. So at the end of the day, I actually ended up catching more fish with that harder slam set, and it's pretty obvious to me why that was the case, and it's where they're hooked and how deeply they're hooked. The ones on the lift set tended to either spit the hook in the net or it would just kind of fall out when I was unhooking them in the kayak. Whereas the slam, I actually had to work the hook free. So I'm actually getting into the jawbone or between the hinge. I'm getting into the tissue deeper. So it's all a matter of how hard you're setting that. Now, I will mention I did catch some very small flounder, and that slam set really tore their mouths. So the smaller ones, yeah, you'd be better off with the lift or the sweep type of set. But the larger ones, for my money, 14 versus 10 landed, I'm going with the slam set. Now, I don't want to say this was scientific. It's not. This was just me trying it out for 3 trips, 40 fish, and those are my results. So I suggest you try it out, test it out for yourself, see how it works, and until next time, get out there, get on the water, and get some tight lines.